Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about Open Great League, competitive Open Great League. And the most specific thing I'm going to talk about is how the Walrein nerf has impacted it. Let's take a look real quick here. Walrein has its Community Day move nerfed from 35 to 40 energy, Icicle Spear, right? That means that every charge move, every Icicle Spear now is exactly 5 Power Snows. There's no leftover energy. And that frees up kind of quite some play for other Pokemon. While Walrein still is a really good Pokemon, don't get me wrong, you can really feel the nerf in not only the Icicle Spear that costs 1 Power Snow more, you also feel it in reaching your Earthquakes. If you need to bait a Registeel and you bait with Icicle Spear, you don't need 8 Power Stones to get to your Earthquake. You need 9 now, because Icicle Spear doesn't give any leftover energy. And these Pokemons, these meta Pokemons, there's more Pokemon, are kind of freed up now that Walrein is being used way and way less. One of them is Venusaur. Still loses pretty well, but at least you can get a Vine Whip extra or do better with a slight energy advantage. Mandibuzz, Diggersby, Altaria are very obvious picks. Nidoqueen actually is better now that it is on the same pace with Walrein. You might even be able to win even shields just by fanging and jabbing. The same is for Trevenant. You win more even shield scenarios now because you get to the C-Bomb on the same pace and you win CMP. Swampert also needs to hit Earthquake, takes very long to get there. It still loses pretty consistently to Walrein, but you have more chances to get to that Earthquake now. Now, we're going to take a look at some battles here, how one of these battlers played in my Open Great League practice tournaments with a team very weak to Walrein and how it kind of adapted to the meta. Let's take a look. So 3 of the Pokemons that were on, 3 of the 7 Pokemons that I put there are on his line. Shadow, Swampert, Shadow Nidoqueen, and Trevenant. Then he has Registeel. Registeel also a little bit nerfed. Zap is now at 67% chance, I believe, to debuff attack. And the obvious Lickitung Medicore, it's probably the best in Open Great League right now. So yeah, let's take a look at Silvio's battles. We're again gonna see one battle from each set of his games. So the first opponent is Senkler, who is running quite a bit of off meta here with Frostless, Cresselia, and Shadow Jumpluff, which nonetheless are forces you need to be careful of. They all have very good sweep potential. I really like the Shadow Jumpluff. Also Pokemon weak to Walrein, but Walrein is not common anymore. So let's take a look here. We're gonna take a look here at Senkler's battles. Senkler kind of has trouble with G-Fisk on his line, but luckily Silvio doesn't have it. And Silvio gets an amazing lead in Registeel versus Licky. Opponent swaps into Registeel, and this is a problem because Trevenant, with such an energy disadvantage, actually loses the zeros now to Registeel. Or even if yours is a good enough IV, I don't think it's possible actually. I have a good IV and usually I lose zeros as well if I'm not fast enough. But if you don't do it in time, you die to 2 Zap Cannons, or you have to shield and you're potentially double debuffed. Now it's potentially. Because as you can see here, now he has a shield. The Zap Cannon will take out this Trevenant here. He does shield this correctly. And he does not get the debuff, which is huge because it allows you for a beautiful farm down. That gives Silvio a very big advantage in this matchup. Now, Lickitung can eat those moves easily. It looks like he's trying to reach for the swap because he has 2 answers to that Lickitung. He's going to save all that energy and in comes that Frostless. Opponent is very, very, very weak to Registeel there. Frostless, even when Registeel doesn't have run Flash Cannon anymore, still is not great there. Because your Power Snows don't add up. Your Shadow Ball does do good damage, but it just doesn't do it that well anymore. It never used to against Registeel, really. Now he has a shield. He doesn't throw his energy here. Silvio, this wasn't really necessary. You could also farm down with the Registeel, but it doesn't really matter because he has so much energy here, and the moves from Lickitung don't do anything on Registeel. So It's okay. It probably works out. The Lickitung still has 2 shields though. And look at him going for that debuff. You kind of have to at this point. Lickitung doesn't even have to shield that, to be honest. And he does get the debuff. That's kind of devastating. This is probably over. Lickitung, even with 2 shields, is not going to manage that. Honestly, if they no-shield that, they would still be fine. Because the Registry would need a Focus Blast to kill, not a Zap Cannon. This Zap Cannon will not even take this out, this Lickitung. It does get shielded. And now another debuff. And there's no way to clear it. You only need Focus Blast here to take out this Lickitung. And that's game over. Yeah. So basically what you see there is... well, Registry still is really good, right? Registry still is really good. Even though it is nerfed, it answers Lickitung very well. Lickitung still is one of the most... the best Pokemons out there. Right, so yeah, that's well played by Silvio there. Basically, it doesn't really go much wrong if you lead your Registeel into a Licky and they have Frostlass in the back, right? So yeah, that's that game. But one more thing, you do want to swap your Trevenant faster into Registeel, otherwise you lose the zeros there pretty easily. Let's take a look at the second matchup here. We got Silvio versus Huntress. Huntress also looking at that Walrein Nerf there. Has a Shadow Swampert, Altaria, and Venusaur. Her best answers are the Charm A9, which is solid against Walrein. G-Fisk is even so-so. Because if you get hit by an Earthquake, you just die. And Sableye loses most even scenarios. So let's take a look how this goes. Obviously, Silvio probably wants... it looks quite RPS for him. G-Fisk Altaria core is very strong. So let's take a look here. He probably wants to use some Lickitung, because there's a lot of neutral answers. And, well, there we go. And I think this is kind of where he wants it, but also not. Because Swampert here means that there might be Trevenant answers in the back. So even though this is a decent matchup for him, I would expect Silvio to swap out of here, because there might be Altaria on the back. Silvio only has one good Altaria answer, which is Registeel. Other than that, he has none, really. So he kind of has to preserve it. Goes into the Trevenant right here to bait out the Altaria. I don't hate this. I guess that does force Swampert to swap out. If you go and Medi there into your soft counter to Swampert, they might just throw the Hydro and you might want to shield that, right? But yeah. There's the Altaria. We kind of want to bait that out. Hopefully he can take this out with Lickitung. And then hoping that... let me put that on silence. Then hoping that Medi has a good matchup in the back, right? But this already looks very tricky. Throws his Body Slam just in time before the Sky Attack. Very nice. What comes in? In comes the Swampert. Lickitung already is so low, but the fact that they throws immediately tells me that there's something that does not like Licky in the back, and it is Sableye, and that's very tough for Silvio here. Sometimes Open Great League can be very RPS. It's just very hard to overcome here. Basically, what Silvio did here was run strong against what's it called? Against Altaria in the lead. Or sorry, against Swampert in the lead and in the back. And that kind of made it iffy in the team comp in the end, because he did need to bait out Altaria in the end. He can also not really lead Medi with that team comp, because then he's double weak to Sableye. Very difficult matchup for him there. He does take out that Sableye, but he has no shield. Swampert gets to a Hydro very quickly, and that's game over for Silvio. This is a matchup he lost 1-2 to Huntress. But as you can see, Lickitung at least has a lot of neutral play across the board. So that's good about Lickitung. Next matchup against Andris, also a friend of mine. She is running Samurott. If you know Stone Collection, he's also a big Samurott fan, and it can put in a lot of work. It also gets to those Hydro Cannons really fast. Andris is not running a team that used to be weak to Walrein, just Trevenant really, and other Pokemon are either neutral or just decent. Yeah, I think for Silvio we're gonna see a lot of like Nidoqueen, maybe more Trevenant. So far, Trevenant, Nidoqueen, Or actually, mostly Trevenant is what Silvio used a lot in these battles. Let's take a look. Let's see, we got Medi into Samurott. Let's see how this plays out. This is an interesting matchup. Samurott is a pretty fragile Pokemon. So these counters are gonna add up. It's like a bit more fragile than Sableye is. And a Psychic plus counters definitely takes it out. It does get to those Hydros really fast. Like almost similar to Swampert. There is Nidoqueen in the back from Silvio. So he's probably kind of happy to see the Samurott here. But it could also be a G-Fisk in the back. So he might have to bait that either out. He's got to throw the Ice Punch here. If Andres knows this is just an Ice Punch, she might not even shield this. She does not. And then keeps that Hydro Cannon. That's actually problematic. Because that means she will get a shield either way at some point, right? From that Nidoqueen. Unless you catch. But let's see how this goes first. He swaps in his own Lickitung into opposing Lickitung. This will take a couple. This will take a while. Yeah, this is not the most exciting matchup, to be honest. But Samurott is an interesting pick. It's a water type that can fight back against most grass types. If a Trevenant swaps in too late, if a Venusaur swaps in too late, you can actually flip it if you like bait, or you need to land the Megahorn somehow. And I really like that about Samurott, to be honest. I'm at this point where I feel like I should have skipped ahead in this matchup, but where it's also too late. Kind of an awkward position. She comes in to sweep, to clean up this, to snipe. That's the word I was looking for. To snipe this Lickitung. I'm not sure if that's where you wanted to use it, but she has freaking 2 Hydro Cannons. Oh my goodness! I don't think Silvio expected that. He was hoping for an easy farm down there. Instead, has to eat that Hydro Cannon that he also could have had on his Medicham there. Let's see what's in the back from Andres. It is the Trevenant. Luckily, no G-Fisk. This is very winnable. Trevenant does not get 2 Seed Bombs here. It should not get 2 Seed Bombs here. Unless you do this. Oh no, poor Silvio. Now this doesn't get to a Shadow Ball and a Seed Bomb. So I'm guessing Andres will go to 2 Seed Bombs here and then probably clean up with the Lickitung if she still can. Because she still has a shield here. Remember, if you don't need to make a catch, you should not make that catch. On the other hand though, well, I mean, if you get the farm down, maybe you're fine. But you need you need one catch at some point here anyway. So I understand Silvio's play. It just wasn't timed at the right moment, right? I think the best play at that point is to time it at the very last second where you know your opponent has to throw it. So yeah, well played by both players. Samurott putting in work. Samurott putting in absolute work there. Let's take a look at the next matchup against 24 Kaden. Now, I'm not going too much in depth here because they're not using any meta at all. That is a Shadow Tangrowth, by the way. Just AWAC really. The other Pokemon's... Drapion is also pretty good, but the other Pokemon's... You don't really see much in competitive Open Grey League. So... yeah, it's going to be interesting. Shadow Nidoqueen into Shadow Tangrowth. That's going to be destruction. In comes the Vigoroth safe swap, which is not safe against Nidoqueen. But even worse, there is a... There's a Medicham in the back. Medicham has play against basically everything on Caden's line except for the Marowak. Even the Charger Bug, that's bug typing and resist counter, doesn't do that great against Medi. So I don't know about that team. It's nice to have some spice. I think every Pokemon has some play against some hard meta, except against Altaria, but it makes it quite RPS, right? If you have a Pokemon that beats that checks only 1 or 2, then it doesn't really do what it needs to do. The opponent shields that Ice Punch. Silvio might even be able to get to 2 Ice Punches here, to 2 more. So 1 here, and then does he get to another one? He barely doesn't. Wow, 1 off. Doesn't matter. He has Switch. In comes a Shadow Politoed. Shields are down. Nidoqueen is gonna clean this up. If you don't have a Nidoqueen answer, this will happen. Nidoqueen is insane. And then the Swampert comes out to play as well. Basically, the only thing the opponent had to check that Nidoqueen was Alola Marowak, and they did not even bring it here. Probably very afraid of the Swampert, but that is what it is. That is what it is. Shadow Swampert, thrown his Hydra onto Shadow Tangrowth that you're probably not gonna see a lot, but you know, funny to see. I respect the spice. And yeah, that's game. They throw a move here. I don't. Power Whip might KO actually from a Shadow Tangrowth. It does a lot. Does a lot. Yeah, that's matchup number 4. That was a 3-0 for Silvio there. Let's take a look at the next one against AnyCore. They played against in a previous tournament as well. I think it was a previous video. They as well, they run double grass. That's pretty cool and interesting. They have only one Altaria answer though, so the team is kind of iffy to run sometimes against those. It'll become very RPS. And also 4 times weak to an obstacle or Scrafty is kind of iffy. But it's a pretty cool team. And what used to be weak to Walrein no longer is. Let's take a look at this matchup here. This is round number 5 for these players. And this is on paper good. Actually, it seems like a good lead for Trevenant, but it's not. Venusaur wins the even shields in some scenarios. You win the 2 straight frenzy if Trevenant does 1 Shadow Ball and you shield that correctly, or if you call C-Pump. He's not that weak to Venusaur in the back, so I guess the Trevenant is just gonna stay in against this G-Fisk. It does well there. You probably want your Nidoqueen with shields up. The only thing that can really stop it will be a Sableye. But if you win switch advantage here, you basically align your Lickitung to the Sableye. So that'll be fine. Let's see. The C-Bomb goes unshielded. He has another move. Is he gonna throw that right away? I guess you do at this point, because if Sableye comes in to farm you down, you get nothing off. He goes for the Shadow Ball, doesn't get there. Kind of unfortunate. Then goes into the Nidoqueen. This is his best answer at that point. Nidoqueen is pretty good against Venusaur just because it has pretty high attack and Venusaur has pretty low defense. And in the back is indeed that Sableye. So this was just a game of alignment for Silvio. Not freaking out. You don't always have to swap when your opponent swaps. So very good play there. Just keeping alignment, honestly. Knowing that the opponent might have a better answer. Baits with the body slam. Is this losable? Let's not say let's not jump too quickly to conclusions here. He's probably gonna keep the shields for the Nidoqueen, and you might even want to keep body slamming here, knowing that you just need to get this Sableye low. That's a pretty fragile Lickitung. Not sure how Excel this is. You should be able, with an Excel Sableye Lickitung, you should be able to survive those foul plays pretty easily. Opponent's still refusing to shield. Is this losable? Huh? What are you doing? I don't know. I think if the opponent uses 1 shield there, that might be fine. Right? Maybe not. Yeah, if you could get a move on with this Venusaur. Yeah, if you get a move off with this Venusaur and you can get some good farm with the Sableye, you get two foul plays maybe. Could have done it. I don't know. It's easy to talk afterwards, right? Shields that Frenzy Plant. That seals the deal, because even if the Sableye threw a move, you get licked down. Well played by Silvio there, just keeping an alignment. And the last matchup, round number 6 against Roach, one of my more loyal viewers who's been around for a long time, is actually not running a team that used to be weak to Walrein, but it does have some strong cores, right? With Trevenant, G-Fisk, and Medilicky. That is by far the best core at this moment. Let's take a look at how this is gonna go. This team does have 4 Pokemon that don't really want to see Nidoqueen, so I think it's gonna be a tricky one for Roach, to be honest. You need solid Nidoqueen answers. You always will need a G-Fisk and or a Swampert. Medicham does okay against Nidoqueen, especially if it gets shields down, but with shields up, you don't win that. This is kind of where Silvio would want this. Yo, nah. I'm gonna skip this ahead, dude. Okay. Let's go a bit ahead here. They still might try to catch or something. I don't wanna miss out on that. But I guess this is where you want to see it, because there might be a Trevenant in the back, right? So Lickitung Mirror definitely gonna Yo. How long is this gonna go? Sorry if you hate it if I skip it, but man, the licky tongue mirror is so let's see. I also don't have the proper recording tool to just edit it out or something. So this is just a raw recording, right? So here we go. He lets that go. Probably looking for the farm. Probably not expecting G-Fisk in the back, because I will be quite weak to opposing Medicham. In comes Medicham from Roach. Oh boy, and Silvio's quite good against. I'm not sure about this catch though. I do like the swap, but catching it might not be necessary. If the opponent... what is he expecting? What might he be expecting? I don't know what to expect here, really. Lickitung, AnyCore, there can be anything with that, to be honest. If it's G-Fizz now, you're definitely in a tough spot. There's still a little bit of Lickitung left because he didn't throw his move there. Pretty sure Silvio's Lickitung would win CMP there. And it will probably get to a move as well. But he decides to try and go for the farm down. Interesting. Let's see what we have in the back. He does let that Body Slam go. Does he get the farm down? He does not get the farm down. He gets farmed down. And in the back is a Trevenant. That's so game over. Nidoqueen with energy and 2 shields up. Oh, this thing is just gonna ramble through here. You don't even have to throw moves anymore. This is so over. This is why Trevenant, it has unique typing. It's very good against some things like Swampert, but against poison types, it has the worst typing of all ghosts, right? Like Sableye does better, Jellicent does better, AWAC does better. Trevenant doesn't do crap here. Not with shields up, at least. Not with shields up. Trevenant does not want to see this. And that's game over. Well played by Silvio there. Again, there was no Nidoqueen answer. That was the problem of Roach's line there. You need to answer Nidoqueen really well here. So yeah, that's basically what the Walrein meta looked this Sunday. Next Sunday we'll have another one. I'll post my Discord link in the description if you want to join as well. Because the more the merrier, right? And I also stream it on Twitch then. And make maybe 1 or 2 videos of it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. And see you in the next one. Have a good one.